All right, Shalom. All right, Shalom. Cool. All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of great millstone, and peace and blessings to you, Akim out there, who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as all you believers out there who believe in on the gospel. And it's the brother Korah Abad from the GMS Houston camp. And I want to go into I'll make sure I can make sure we okay, cool, share my screen. But I want to go into another lesson. And as you see from the title, it says the hopes of being passed over and beamed up. And as we know, the Passover is in a couple days. Saturday sundown to Sunday sundown. You see, and as I'm speaking on that, the Elder Taza Powell here in Houston just posted a lesson. The Passover is not a social event. But nevertheless, we know the Passover coming in a couple days, so being in that mindset is now, but nevertheless, I'm reading Exodus, reading up into it, and just before we hop into it, just kind of meditating, because hey, this is a serious time. Like other times, I just posted that lesson. It's not a social event. A lot of Israelites, when they get to this time, in their walk, they think, we're just finding out they're Israelites, they are Israelites, going about our high holy days, which granted, some of them, hey, it is feast, right? We do have feasts to where it's just party and drink, right? We do have feasts, but Jake liked to take it in his world as if this world, that every so-called holiday is a celebration, you know? So when they come into the truth, they think the same thing, that every high holy day we have is just a celebration. That you're just gonna have fun and drink and friends, just your whole walk in is truth. But the Passover is one of the high holy days we take a little more serious, man. Why? Because of the theme of it. You see, because of the theme of it. And it's a fearful thing. Hey, once you get into Exodus, see how, what was going on during that time. Look, although none of our firstborn died, but you got to think about the screams that you heard that night in Egypt. The fear of being around, seeing those plagues come. And you just hoping, look, you be passed over. Going into Yahweh Shai Passover, that was another uncomfortable time. Look, that was the night he was going to get grabbed up. That was the night he told his disciples, look, now, mind you, they was together the whole time. They eating this feast. And all of a sudden it get awkward because he say, look, one of y'all go betray me tonight. You know how uncomfortable they had to be and nerve-wracking they had to be, because you like, man, I hope it ain't me, Lord. That's what I said they was asking that, Lord, is it me? But just going into those two Passovers in Exodus, that was a fearful night, an event of things leading up to that night, and also even Yahweh Shai Passover. That was an uncomfortable couple of days, man. So even looking at ours, not just to per se this weekend, but even this time we coming in, man. I remember I was talking to the brother Kaya. This about a year ago. Yeah, this about a year ago. I was talking to that brother. He was like, technically every day to Passover. Now, granted, we know we have our high holy day to Passover, which we hold on, Saturday sundown, Sunday sundown, I believe. But the brother was saying, every day is technically likened unto the Passover, because we hope to be spared daily, man, especially coming into these times. And shalom to the Elder Tazapah and all the Akim on the comment board, or who may be tuning as well. Yahweh Shema Shabbat. The Elder Tazapah just mentioned your video too, speaking on the Passover. How you just posted it. The Passover is not a social event, so and that's just the theme of things. These other camps think it's a social event and a gathering, but we going into it, as the title says, the hopes of being passed over, mercy being shown to us, man, and beamed up. Let's start with this. It just hit my spirit. I know it says, in wrath remember mercy. That's ultimately what we hoping for. Let me share my screen. Let me see. I think it's in wrath, Nahum. Yep, in Nahum, and we'll hop into it. So this is no, Habakkuk. It's in Habakkuk chapter 3 and verse 2. It says, "O Yahweh, I have heard thy speech and was afraid." Right. Right. There's not nothing. Granted, every day should be like this, but especially in these times. This is not no time just to be lollygagging around, man. This is definitely a even more heightened time that anything can happen. And we know that. And what's the speech that we heard from the Lord? All the things that's about to happen before we get out of here. And that's enough to make a man afraid. So it says, "O Yahweh, I have heard thy speech and was afraid. O Lord, revive thy work in the midst of the years. In the midst of the years, make known," and it's the point, "and in wrath, remember mercy." And that's what we're looking for. In the Lord's wrath, we hope that he show us mercy in that day, man. Now I'm gonna get this real quick in Exodus 12, just to go into the point of in Egypt, in the actual Egypt, how the Lord had to tell him, look, you got to do these specific things in order to be passed over. And that was what? Putting that blood from the lamb on the doorpost. Now today we don't actually have, well, we got that lamb. He just on the right hand side of the Most High right now. So we have the lamb, but we don't have to actually go out and get a physical lamb and and put the blood on your doorpost, all that, if brothers stay, apartment buildings, you got the blood on your doorpost in the apartments. People call the cops, you see. But nevertheless, this blood going into, in simple terms, this truth, being involved in this truth, man, understanding what Yahweh Shai's sacrifice was about, so on and so forth. Like Yahweh Shai said, what in Revelation 3, he gonna come and sup with us, open that door to our minds, providing us insight on the Lord's will. Let me go ahead and select. I'm just starting my job too. Let me go ahead. Got a little video meeting. All right, cool. I got that started. We all good. All right, so let me continue. So let's go ahead and get this in Exodus. So this is Exodus. Now, this is the only way you can get passed over in Egypt. Let me see. So this is Exodus 12, and we're going to get straight to the point. Exodus 12 and 12. It says, "For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am Yahweh. And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are." So this blood was a sign. So when this death angel came, it says, "And when I see the blood," this was Yahweh Shai, he says, "And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt." So although it seemed like a simple thing, but putting that hyssop into that basin of blood and wiping on your doorpost literally saved these people from death, man. Because they took heed to the word that Moses and Aaron told them. So they took heed to the word of the Lord, and they did it. And this blood that they had actually allowed them to be spared from judgment. You see, spared from judgment. And it reminded me of Yahweh Shai in Revelation 3, how he said, we continue in our patience, in the patience and his truth, right? He gonna keep us from the hour of temptation. That's another example of being passed over. Because in that time, the Lord gonna give a lot of people up to their flesh, and they go buy in to go and get that C-hip in their body. That's also another example of being passed over, man. And as we're gonna go into that, I just want to read Exodus real quick though, just to sort of the physical example on how they was actually passed over from being put to death back then. Then I get a couple of precepts on how we coming into this time, and we hope the same. Look, even in Jacob's trouble, the things that's about to happen, we hope to be passed over all the way leading up until the Lord coming, man. We hope to be beamed up. But right, let's jump down. I know I got another one in here in verse 23. Matter of fact, I'll start at 21 and I'll read through 21 and 23 and we can move on. So this Exodus 12 and 21, it says, "Then Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said unto them, Draw out and take you a lamb according to your families and kill the Passover. And ye shall take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood that is in a basin and strike the lintel and the two side posts with the blood that is in the basin. And none of you shall go out at the door of his house until the morning. For the Lord Yahweh will pass through to smite the Egyptians, and that's what's about to happen. You know, in the second Egypt, the Lord is about to pass through and smite these Egyptians, man. It might be the firstborn, who knows? But the Lord is about to judge these Americans. That's the modern day Egyptians. And I'm saying, you know, Americans, because that's where we at right now. The main portion of you know, those Israelites who taking part in the Great Awakening. Granted, the Lord gonna judge the whole world, but we pinpointing the new Egypt. You see, granted, you know, I ain't gonna say the new Egypt, you know, because brothers from everywhere, you know. But it says, for the Lord will pass through to smite the Egyptians. And we coming into the time that these new Egyptians are about to get judged. And we don't want no part in it for those of us who are here in America. It says, and when he seeth the blood upon the lintel and on the two side posts, the Lord will pass over the door. He gonna skip you. He gonna pass over the door and will not suffer the destroyer to come into your house to smite you, man. And again, that's the same thing that's happening in these times. Let me get this in Exodus 7, Ezekiel 7. The same thing that's happening in these times, right? Those who are taking part in honoring Yahweh Shai blood, right? In this truth, or should I say sign and crime for the verse I'm about to get now, that's the same ones that's going to have that blood on their doorpost, who the Lord going to pass over, man. Let me get that in a blue letter. The Lord going to pass over these ones in the truth. This is Ezekiel 7. I'm gonna get straight to the point. Ezekiel 7. And let's see, I'm gonna start at 9. Now, when you go into this, the law aid, I read this in the NLT the other day. It was heavy, but the Lord hot, he was mad at Jake, all in the temple, wilding, priest. You see? So the Lord saying, look, everybody who's signing crime, which we know this verse, but everybody who's signing crime, show them mercy, spare them. But everybody else, go put them to death. And you go on, he said, look, even defile my temple with dead bodies. But that's the time we coming, and the Lord ain't playing, man. But it's Exodus, I don't know why I keep saying Exodus, but Ezekiel 7 and 9. I mean, I'm saying 7, Ezekiel 9, Salaki, Ezekiel 9. It's Ezekiel 9 and 7. And look at the header. Look at the header going into this chapter. It says the vision of slaughter. The vision of slaughter. Ezekiel 9, and we're going to start at, I said 7. We're going to start at 4. It says, and Yahweh said unto him, I kind of want to start up a little bit. Let's see. Now that's just going into the angels coming. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at 1 and jump down. So, because Ezekiel seen a vision of some angels. It says, and he cried also in my ear, Ezekiel 9 and 1, with a loud voice, saying, cause them that have charge over the city to draw near, even every man with his destroying weapon in his hand. And that's when they came forth with the slaughtering weapons. And you had one of them with a inks horn. And it goes on to say, so this is what was given to the angels to do. Verse 4. And Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Just like in Exodus was reading, in Egypt, the Lord actually went through the midst of Egypt, checking doorposts. Look, checking doorposts, seeing who had the blood and seeing who didn't. The same thing today, the Lord going through the midst of Jerusalem, which will people before a place through the Israelites and checking. Like it said in what that is, Zephaniah or Zechariah, one of them, if a brother know where it's at, how it says the Lord, he will search Jerusalem with candlesticks, you know, those who are settled on their leaves, roughly paraphrasing, but right, the Lord is going through and putting a spotlight on all those who know the Israelites, man. That's why he said judgment go start at his house. And the ones who really in tune with the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, because again, you got Israelites out here, but that's why Yahweh Shai said, depart from me, ye that work iniquity, I never knew you. Those, some men who saying, give examples. One body in Yahushua, which since they took Yahushua their name, I haven't heard from them. But they said Yahushua ain't do miracles, right? Sakari saying Yahushua ain't to be worshipped. IUIC said his name is Christ and not Yahushua. We don't know. That's not no blood on your doorpost. That's not blood on your doorpost, man. Because you ain't even honoring the blood of Yahushua truly then. So it's like it's no covering right there. But let's go back to this Ezekiel 9:4. And Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And look, this mark, and it was on the forehead. That's likened unto the door. A man's mind is likened unto the door. That's in Revelation 3, which Yahushua said that. So this mark gonna be set on our door, which is our mind. Just like in Exodus, the blood was on the doorpost. Now, right here is a spiritual mark, and when you go into the word, is H8420 Thawa. And check this out. It says desire a mark. What type of mark? It says a mark as a sign of exemption from judgment. Going back to the title, our hopes is to be passed over. Like we got in that Habakkuk in the Lord's wrath. We hope he remember mercy on us, man. We want to have his mark upon us. Just like when the destroyer came and you had that blood juice, he gave you a thumbs up. You was good. He kept it pushing. So we hope when judgment come, the Lord just pass over us. We hope that he keep it pushing. He keep it pushing. Matter of fact, let me get this. 1 Corinthians 11 and 30. And I'm going to get a couple more precepts. I got a couple more lined up here if the Lord say the same. But let's get this. 1 Corinthians 11 and 31. This is kind of another example on what we're saying. It says 1 Corinthians 11 and 31, for if we judge ourselves, we should not be judged. In other words, if the Lord saying if we take care of our business, examining ourselves, he ain't got to do it for us. Granted, he's still going to put us through stuff. Look at Yahushua, look at Job. So it says, for if we judge ourselves, we should not be judged. But when we are judged, so right, although we still going to be judged, it's a benefit. Just like Hebrews 12 says, a benefit the Lord chastens. And this is why. It says, but when we are judged, we are chastened of the Lord. It's the reason that we should not be condemned with the world, man. So we going through our fire now. We going through our trials now. So therefore, when the Lord truly do physically judge this world and people start landing down horrific judgments, we don't have to take no part in that. We don't want to take no part in that, man. Why? Going back to this mark in Ezekiel 9, we hope to be exempt from the judgment. What exempt mean? Let's see. We hope to be exempt from the judgment. Exemption. It says, quick Google, the process of freeing or a state of being free from an obligation or a liability imposed on others. Everybody gonna have to pay for these sins who don't got this blood or Yahushua blood covering them, man. And that's why, man, the Wadi Habashim al-Shahi, man, gave us this opportunity to daily do this work, to fight for that chance that this blood could cover us, man, and to stand this truth. Because again, we don't have literal blood we can put on our doorposts, or those Indians with the dot on their head, dip your finger in blood and just put the red dot on your head. We don't have no, the Lord physical blood. He shed that 2,000 years ago. Nevertheless, he's the volume of the book, man. He's the volume of the book. Let's read this again, Ezekiel 9 and 4. And Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, which are the Israelites, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And look, Moses was sighing and crying. They was pleading to Pharaoh and them, man. Calling out different things and condemning Pharaoh. We doing the same thing, but everybody ain't. And that's the ones the Lord gonna spare, those who know what's going on, man. Matter of fact, I see other times I posted that precept. Let's get that real quick, because that go with Ezekiel 9 and 4. On how the Lord gonna search Jerusalem. The waters of Quan, Zephaniah 1 and 12. It says, and it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles. And a candle do what? It brings light. So in other words, the Lord is saying a time coming when he go shine light. We're going to read it, but on each man's work, on who really in this thing, man. You see, who trying to be here or who just trying to get by. So right now we're in a time the Lord is shining light. And that's another thing. Yeah, we know judgment coming to the world, but remember, it start with the ones who know that we Israelites first. Look, the light shine on us more than the people in the world because we know. So it says, and that's going back to the theme of the time we in the Passover. That's why there's not nothing to just be joking about, man. The other times I put his lesson up early, it's not a social event. Right? It says, and it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their lees, man. You see? Just here, just think, just because I'm in a truth hall, we in the camp, we good. I know a couple of precepts. No, nope. It says that say in their heart, the Lord Yahweh will not do good, neither will he do evil. Neither will he do evil. But let's finish this off in Ezekiel 9 and 5. So those who know what's going on within this truth, right? Who Yahweh Shai blood covering, it says they're going to be spared, exempt from the judgment. Ezekiel 9 and 5, it says, and to the others he said in my hearing. So this are the effects of not being spared from the Lord. And to the others he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity. And it just hit me because the Lord ain't gonna spare nobody, and it says neither have pity. Ain't no telling what type of judgments this gonna be. The angels ain't gonna feel bad for killing. The Lord gonna do many different type of things. He's in Sirach 36. It says he gonna do strange wonders and new signs in these last days. But again, I won't want to be surprised, with what you about to go through from the Lord. It says, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark. Just like it said to the death angel, don't come near any home who have this blood on their doorpost. The same thing today, come not near any man. It says, come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary, right? Those who know the Israelites. It says, then they begin at the ancient men which were before the house. These leaders of camps, these you got Sakaris, the chief priests, and right, the law gonna start with a lot of those men, man. It says they begin in my sanctuary, those who know the Israelites. Then they begin at the ancient men which were before the house. But let's move on. Let's get a couple more precepts. Add a couple more. Let's get this Job 5. Because the Lord did prophesy and say that it will be people on earth right now that out of everything that's coming, and which we know is a time like never before, Jacob's trouble, which go come upon all the world. Remember, it's a time to what the Lord said, if it don't be shortened, all flesh gonna die. But in prophecy, it is written that you're gonna have people on earth who gonna endure through literally everything that's about to happen. Although, again, we don't know exactly. I'm talking about Leviathan coming, famines, right? Different, as they would say, natural disasters or earthquakes and hurricanes and tsunamis, diseases, newly created creatures, Esau coming in like a flood and troops and an MOTB. You're gonna have people on earth, which is those people are the elect, who literally gonna get through from the first day these things happen until the last day when missiles falling, and they gonna get beamed up at that point in time. That's who we hope to be a part of, man. That's who we hope to be a part of. I just want to start with the Exodus, and at Ezekiel to show the severity of being involved in this truth and not. And that's literally being passed over when judgment comes, man. All the way to the last one. All the way to the last one. And missiles falling. But let's start right here. And we'll begin to wind it down. So this Job chapter 5. And we're going to start at 17. Job 5 and 17. It says, behold, happy is the man whom the Most High correcteth. And that's us. That's from the elders to the Akim to even sisters out there. The Lord been correcting us, and we should count ourselves happy, because in that correction, now we know what not to do, and now we can actually do the right thing was commanded of us, because we know. So it is a benefit of being corrected from the Lord, because we can get on the right track. So this is what it says. Behold, happy is the man whom the Most High correcteth. Therefore, despise not the chastening of the Almighty, for he maketh sore and bindeth up. He woundeth, and his hands make whole. This is the point I wanted. Verse 19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. What's the 6 troubles? I just named some of them. Everything that's set to take place. In Jacob's trouble, the many different plagues, man. Hold on. My daughter up real quick. Salaki. And again, shalom to the Akim Aqua who may be tuning in. Yahweh Shem Shabrak. But it says, Job 5:19, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Again, that's the many things that's going to take place before the coming of the Lord. Troops, concentration camps, brothers talk about it daily. All these things is going to happen. So the Lord said, I'm going to deliver you in all those things. It says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yeah, in 7, there shall no evil touch thee. Why is the 6 separate from the 7th? Because the 7th is the last one, and that's those missiles. So the Lord said, look, I'm going to get you through Jacob's trouble. And when those missiles fall, I'm going to beam you up at the end on the 7th. So even the 7th ain't going to touch you. We want to be of them. We want to be those who fulfill these verses right here. The hopes of being passed over in Jacob's trouble and beamed up in the end. Let's read it together. It says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yeah, in 7, there shall no evil touch thee. I mind you, we going to be here. That's the point. Passed over. It ain't like we going to be. Now, granted, the Lord may have certain brothers head out, like who that was? Obadiah. He had 100 prophets in the cave during the time, Jezebel was persecuting, the prophets, and there was a famine. So the Lord could have that. But it ain't just like we gonna be in a ball, for the younger generation, SpongeBob, Sandy Cheeks, the squirrel, how she had that house under the water in a globe, right? It ain't just gonna be like we will just be in a globe and just, got a force field around us while we walking through Jacob's trouble. Now, granted, it might be a spiritual one where we don't see it, not saying that, but we ain't just gonna be cut off from everybody else. We over here laughing and drinking, waiting to Jacob's trouble over, and everybody over there going through stuff. No, we gonna be here. We gonna be in it. You see, we gonna be in the same cities, in the same woods, or if we run, however it may be, in the same concentration camps. We gonna be here. But the point of it is, as we hear with, let me get a precept. As we hear with these people, what they going through, we ain't gonna be going through. That's the point. Passed over. Judgment gonna skip us and go to the next person who haven't been serving Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. Who haven't repented yet. Who don't honor Yahweh Shai blood and his position in the earth. Let me get this what the Lord said. This John 17. Because Yahweh Shai put up a prayer for us, man. Even in this time, he put up a prayer for us. This John 17, right? I'm gonna get straight to the point. Yep. So this is what he said. This John 17 and verse 13. It says, and now come I to thee, him talking to the Most High, and these things I speak in the world, that they might have my joy fulfilled in themselves. I have given them thy word, and the world hateth them, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Right? We ain't even from here. We from the heavens, man. You see? And we don't care about this place. It is what it is. But this is the point I wanted. It says, I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil. So we gonna be here. So the Lord said, look, Lord, they ain't of the world, because I ain't of the world. But I ain't saying take them out the world, like you got to bring them back up here with me. Or he was on earth still. You know, I ain't say you got to bring them back in the spiritual realm or you got to kill them or nothing like that, but just keep them from the evil while they on earth. While they're on earth. And I mind you, this is a prayer of Yahushua. You don't think this still hold weight today? Let's read it again. John 17:5. I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world. So it ain't just like we're going to be separated from all these things. Because again, how would elect stories be written on what they went through and overcame if they're going to be taking out Jacob's trouble? No, we have to be here. That's the story. It got to be written, you know, and you know, the children in the kingdom of heaven, because we're going to be the new celebrities, Lord willing, with that number. But they're going to be running to us on things we went through. Man, so you went through this in Jacob's trouble? You will touch him on his head. Yeah, son. You know, they ain't gonna care about the modern celebrities on what LeBron did and can I have you all know they're gonna be focused on what we did as serving the Lord, man. That's gonna be the new accolades, so to speak. So, in other words, we have to be here though. Let's read this one more time. We can move on. I'm gonna go back to Job 5. It's John 17:15. It says, I pray not, this Yahushua, I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil, man. You see? I'm going to just read this. And they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. So this is how we being made cleansed. Oh, this is the blood, the truth. Because the blood would allow the man to be passed over. This truth is what makes us clean today, man. You know? But right, let's go back to Job 5. So Job 5:19. And what Yahushua said that was good because what we about to read, the elect go be in the world. But as they hear, they ain't gonna be going through what the other people going through. Just like back in Egypt. Because before the Israelites was passed over with the firstborn son, they was already getting passed over. Come on, man. Look, the firstborn, that was the last plague. Or should, you know, yeah, in Egypt, that was the last plague in Egypt. You know, but the last one was when they got flooded, when the Lord done away with them, you know, once we walked through the sea. But the point is, there was being passed over leading up to the night of the Passover. Because when the Lord killed the cattle in Egypt, guess who cattle he ain't killed? He ain't killed the Israelites' cattle. When the Lord made it dark in Egypt for 3 nights, guess where it wasn't dark at? Where the Israelites was. So it was been examples of him passing over his people, leading up to the last main event. So that's the point what we talking about. The Lord gonna show signs of him passing over his elect from the time Jacob's trouble start, leading all the way up to the last event, man. So let's read it. Job 5:19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Jacob's trouble. Yeah, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. The last one, that's missiles. In famine, he shall redeem thee from death. So look, he got to buy you back from death, save you from death, showing we're going to be here. It might be 2 or 3 days, but look, he going to save us from that. He going to feed us. And in war, from the power of the sword, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. Why wouldn't a man be afraid of destruction? It says, at destruction and famine, thou shalt laugh. Come on, man. It says, at destruction and famine, thou shalt laugh. Neither shall that, because you know why? One, we're going to laugh because we're going to be thankful, but we're going to think back on these precepts. Like, man, the Lord did say he was going to feed us. You know, man, the Lord did say he was going to come through. Come on, man. I love going into these accounts, though, because, you know, just kind of, you know, extrapolate with them. Because anything is possible with the Lord, man. But we're going to be laughing because, one, we're going to be good, but it's going to hit us that, man, the Lord said this. And we're going to look, our faith going to increase because we're like, he real. You know, it's going to be like an epiphany moment, man. Like, this really how a bird just about to be fooled. And I'm going to say this. And that's going to be a comfort of your spirit because more times than likely, that means you're the elected. Because the Lord ain't just going to be doing these things for just regular niggas in the world, man. That's why I say, then shall they be known who are my chosen. The Lord, bro, the brother Azma Waf did a lesson yesterday going into the brother on the comment board, Jim as chosen vessel. He did a lesson yesterday going into the standard being lifted. You see? Man, there's many ways the Lord gonna spare us. The thing is, he gonna spare us though. It says that destruction and famine thou shalt laugh. Neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. Look, newly created creatures, Leviathan. The Lord might have them to rise up, and they look Leviathan, or not even Leviathan, but look, these zoos the Lord gonna open them zoos up. It might have it to where a lion come up and be your pet for the remainder of Jacob's trouble. You see, anything is possible. For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field. Check this out. And the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. We gonna be here, but we ain't gonna be going through what these people going through, man. We gonna be here, but that's the point of what we talking about, being passed over. Let's get this in 2nd Ezra 2. And I wind it down here in a few, but straight to the point. It's 2nd Ezra 2, and I'm gonna start at 25. It says, nourish thy children, O thou good nurse, and establish their feet. So before we go into a time, the scripture says being rooted and grounded, our feet being established in the truth. In other words, nothing could persuade us or sway us from believing in what we believe in, man, or doing what we do. It says, this is the point I want, verse 26, as for the servants whom I have given thee, the elect, right? It says, there shall not one of them perish, for I will require them from among thy number. Now, granted, we're going to have some that got to be martyrs, but just because an elect member, I want to say die, but take a nap, right? I don't want to say sleep either, because if you dying at this time, you're going to be back soon. We at the end of the world, so you napping. You napping, man. So we're going to have some brothers and sisters who have to take a little quick nap. But guess what? That don't stop them from being an elect. It says, as for the servants whom I have given thee, there shall not one of them perish. And it's not going to be all of us. A lot of the elect ain't going to die in Jacob's trouble. Some going to die, but the majority going to be alive, man. The prophets, the 1/3, the majority going to be alive. Paul said what? We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. Everybody ain't going to die. Somebody got to be here to fulfill Yahushua when he said some go still be alive on that day when he come. But let's get to it. It says, as for the servants whom I have given thee, there shall not one of them perish, for I will require them from among thy number. It says, be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, Jacob's trouble, it says, others, right? Others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. Come on, look, I'm laughing just reading the verse. I got a little tingle, in my heart reading that, because it makes us feel good. How much more when the world's in chaos and you being fed and given something to drink? We may just think it's random people helping us, like, oh man, the Lord bless you, man. Hey, man, the water to Yahweh Shema Shah for you coming over and help my family, not knowing the whole time that's an angel. That's an angel. You think he eating and drinking with you, right? Like Raphael in the book of Tobit. Tobit and Tobias thought Raphael was just a random man, an Israelite man from a good household, helping out Tobias, eating, drinking with him until the end when Raphael was like, look, I'm an angel. The whole time I've been with y'all, when y'all see me eating, drinking, I really wasn't eating and drinking. Right? We coming into times like that. It says, be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful. Now it's their time to be judged by the Lord. We going through our time now. It says, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. This is what I want. The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord. And it's the thing. It's going to have to be an outward difference between us and them. The reason I say that is because how is it possible for heathens to envy something spiritual? And what I mean, how they go envy the Holy Spirit, seeing us get saved. Like, man, I know you get saved because you got that thawa on you. No, they can't see that. they can't see man, you got the Holy Spirit on you, man. That's why. No, they not saying they can't do nothing against it. But the thing I'm saying is the heathen show envy. It got to be an outward show, a difference between us and them in order for them to envy what we have or envy us, man. And the thing is, it says they not going to be able to do nothing against it. So look, it might be in Jacob's trouble during a famine. People looking, famished. The cheeks sunken in, right? They got the black, the raccoon eyes, the black eye, ribs showing. And you got brothers and sisters looking, got a toothpick picking out food in their mouth. They just ate a steak or something, looking healthy, skin still shining, got the glow about them. They gonna be noticing we not going through what they going through this thing, although we here on earth with them. They're gonna have to see us being protected from the Lord, man. That's in 2nd Ezra 16. Then shall they know who are my chosen. It's gonna be an outward show. The Lord gonna make a difference, just like he did in Egypt. Pharaoh and them seen we weren't going through the same things, but guess what Pharaoh couldn't do? Nothing. It says the heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord. It says, my hands shall cover thee, so that thy children shall not see hell. So even our children go be spared, man. For those of us who have children, right? Let me I was gonna get Psalms 91 because that really paint a picture of Passover. Like all the plays that's coming past. Let's just get it. All the plays that's coming passed over, even into the last one. And I had Isaiah. Can a brother put Isaiah 26 and 20 for me, Baba Kashar? We can get that Isaiah 26 and 20. And that Isaiah, I think it's Isaiah 31. It says how the Lord will come in that day like birds flying and passing over. He gonna deliver Jerusalem. We'll end it with that. But let's read Psalms 91 real quick. I'm gonna read it quick. Because this is a Passover chapter right here. Not as far as the high holy day Passover, but for the context of this lesson. When plagues come, the elect gonna be skipped. See, when missiles fall, the elect gonna be skipped. It says Psalms 91 and 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. This is truth. As we've been saying, the modern day blood on the doorpost is having its truth, man, within us. It says, and if we are within this truth, guess what? It's really on us, the blood of Yahweh Shai. And therefore, we're under the protection of the Most High. It says, and I will say of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in him will I trust. Surely, right? Not maybe, but surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. That's 7 trouble. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Isaiah 33 and 6. It's going to be the stability of our times. It says, thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night. And another reason we ain't going to be afraid in these times, because we was told this is going to happen anyway. So when it start to happen, it should only increase our faith, not put more fear into us. That's why Peter said, thinking not strange concerning the fiery trial. We was told already. And we need these things to happen so we can finally rest. I want that new body. So look, we can serve the Lord, man, in perfection forever. I can't wait to be made perfect, man. Because after we made perfect, everything else going to follow. It starts with being made perfect first. The laws in us and all that. But before that can happen, we need all hell to break loose, man. So it says, Psalms 91 and 5, thou shalt not be afraid of the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness. What's that? These diseases. Because it's going to be a new disease that come. It ain't just CV, the last one, the last plague that hit the world before the coming of the Lord. It's going to be many more. But the Lord said we ain't got to be afraid of that. It says, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, right? Something we can't see. Nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. What is that saying? You're going to be passed over and protected while everybody else landed down. Let's read that again. It says, and it's going into leading up to our salvation. 1,000 shall fall at thy side and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Man, and look, man, Jacob's trouble, because look, people ain't just going to have clothes to wash their clothes and put on different clothes. Talking about separations in the heathens envying us. Remember, we was in the wilderness for 40 years. And there's a verse, I don't know where it's at, but I know it's a verse that say, we was in the wilderness for 40 years, and our clothes, neither our sandals wore out or got dirty or something like that. I think it said wore out or something like that. The point is, walking for 40 years in dust, all in the wilderness, the Lord has still kept our clothes and shoes intact. Come on, man. So in Jacob's trouble, people out here probably walking around naked and clothes ripped up and dirty and blood on it and all kind of stuff. We might still be having our fit on. You know, shirt, you look, a brother got a white tee, it's still white. Look, collar still, you know, up to the neck. You see your shoes. Yeah, man. The Lord gonna show who he is when that time comes. It says 1,000 shall fall at thy side and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shall thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. It says, because thou hast made Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, which is my refuge, even the Most High thy habitation. So because we live this truth, that's a habitation, right? Somewhere where you dwell. So because daily we live this truth, we was involved in it, right? Gave Yahweh Shai his just do his proper credit, man. Because a lot of people don't do that. You see? That's truly honoring the Lord blood, man. But nevertheless, you know, those who live this truth on a daily, it says, because thou hast made Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For the context or the topic of the lesson, what is this? The hopes of being passed over, man. And we're going to get at the end here, he even go mention beamed up. But this is what we want to be a part of. This is what we want to be a part of. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. And it's the thing, if somebody on earth got to fulfill this, not just one person, it's many people on earth, the elect, they're going to fulfill this. It gotta happen because it's prophesied. We're reading it. So it's going to happen. That's the point. It's going to happen. We passed the point of, you know, when you first come into the truth, you read some things, you're like, you read another precept and it kind of confuse you. No, we passed all that. No, like this is what it is. This got to be fulfilled. Somebody on earth, as all hell breaking loose like never before, some people on earth not going to be going through these things, although they here. And it might not be an outward show of protection, like you can't see the force field around them. You can't see the angels around them. They just look like a person walking and nothing happening to them. That's what we talking about. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. Come on, man. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. I'm going to read 14 and 15. I'll move on to the coming board. This is the point. So all through Jacob's trouble, even leading up to being beamed up, it says, because he has set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. He has set his love upon me. Therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high. What's being set on high? Come up hither. Come up hither. That's being set on high. Let's read it again. Because he have set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. Because we involved in his truth. Kissing the son, lest he be angry, right? Set his love, honor that blood. Therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high because he have known my name. Ain't just saying known Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, but knowing what's going on, man. The Lord, true authority, man. And everything that come with it. It says, he shall call upon me and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble, in Jacob's trouble, and I will deliver him, beamed up, and honor him, getting crowned, man. And with long life, I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. This is what we waiting on. You see, this is what we waiting on. And we got a great chance, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ratazah, to be a part of this number. You see? But let me get the comment board. Okay, I see that brother put that. So look, the Lord might have brothers, sisters still, as they say, fresh in that day. Clothes still good while everybody else looking like, actual bums and all that. We might still be good. Again, the scripture says the heathen go envy you. You can't envy something that's in us. They can't envy the Holy Spirit. They can't come up and try to rob the Holy Spirit from us. That's why Yahushua said, store up treasures in heaven. Well, moth and rust can't corrupt, thieves can't come get this. So the point is, if they're going to envy, there's going to have to be a physical outward difference between us and them. Come on, man. So it says Deuteronomy 29 and 25, GMS, lift up your heads, the brother Daniela. It says, and I have led you 40 years in the wilderness. Your clothes are not waxing old upon you, and thy shoe is not waxing old upon thy feet. Come on, man. For 40 years, Jake sandals, was good. Clothes good. And look, we got concrete. They was in dust and dirt, and they still was good. Which I'm not saying concrete is better. I'm making a point on, you'll probably be cleaner walking on concrete. That's all I'm saying. Because trust me, I'd rather walk on dirt and grass than concrete. But right, let's get that Isaiah 26 and 20. Can a brother post 21 too? Can a brother post 20? Matter of fact, I'll get it. I'll just get it. I see a few brothers have posted it. Yeah, brother Barry Howard Shai had it as well. I'm gonna get the chapter because it specifically say that's the time Yahweh Shai is coming to judge. Which that's when that death angel get released again. Right? That same death angel that came, or that destroyer that came in Egypt that put the firstborn to death because they didn't have that blood on their doorpost. That same one, is gonna come back today because you ain't covered in his blood. You see, Yahweh Shai, man. When you go to Wisdom of Solomon, 17 or 18, it goes into the word of the Most High leaping off his throne that night in Egypt and putting to death the firstborns. Well, who's the word of the Most High? Yahweh Shai. He the one who did that. And once he put to death the firstborn, who you think was the one in that cloud by day and pillar of fire by night? It was Yahweh Shai, man. So he put to death the firstborn and spared us and then brought us out. That's about to happen again. He gonna come and put to death these Egyptians and people, in the world. Lord willing, spare us and then bring us out of Egypt again. Hey, the Lord ain't new to this. He true to this. This is what he do. That's his name. He the Savior, man. But let's read this real quick. This is Isaiah 26 and 20. It says, come my people, kind of what we just read in Psalms 91, being set on high, come up hither. It says, come my people, enter thou into thy chambers. That's the chariots, getting beamed up into the chariots, and shut thy doors about thee, and hide thyself as it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed. Just like Noah, when the Lord told him, he said, he started it off the same. He said, come thou, told Noah, come thou and all thy house into the ark. Why? Because the Lord is about to flood the earth and kill many people. So come on, Noah, you and your family, so this can overpass you. Same thing he's telling us right here for the second death, which is fire. Come, my people, that's Yahweh Shai elect, Yahweh Shai's elect. Enter thou into thy chambers and shut thy doors about thee, and hide thyself as it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed. You see? Till the fire died down a little. Because look, in this time, this little moment, we will be in the chamber or chariot and the door shut while America on fire. At this time, we're going to be getting crowned, right? Sipping yayan with Yahweh Shai again. Hey, the Lord will be telling us and showing us, man, many things, man. Why the indignation going on that we just was passed over from or got beamed up from, man. You see, it says, hide thyself as it were for a little moment, which we don't know how long we will be up there, because even that's going to change. When we in the chariot, one day to us going to be like to 1,000 years now. But people on earth still going to be living on 60-second minutes and 60-minute hours. So ain't no telling how long we going to be up there to these people on earth. But to us, it might be just a short time. We getting crowned, we talking, we crying, we celebrating. That's gonna be the new Passover. We celebrating, and then eventually we go come down. But it says, "For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place." See, so this death angel coming out of his place again. "For the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity." That's the point of the blood being on us, because we ain't gonna have to be judged for our sins, man. Because Yahushua is coming to judge everybody for what they have done. Granted, we gonna be judged for what we have done too, but a lot of it we going through that now. We're going through that now, like I said earlier, so we don't have to be condemned with the world. But it says, "For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity." So, like, I'm reading a little fast. Got to get to this job. But it says, "For their iniquity, and the earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain." But let's end it off on that Isaiah 31. Brother Nathan Yahweh. I'm gonna get that whole chapter as well, because again, it paints the picture of Yahushua coming. And then I ended on this, and I wanted to get this because it says it got the word play of Passover in it. Is that Isaiah 31? Yeah, 31:5. You got the word Passover in it. Now, I'm gonna start right here, because it's going into the war in heaven, how the Lord chariots, right? The Lord chariots, those UFOs, as the world say, are spiritual. And the Egyptians, America fighter jets and NATO and the EU, they shit physical. That can get destroyed. So that's what it's going into, how Yahushua and the angels easily go win. Let's just read it. The World War III, or that war in heaven. This Isaiah 31, and I'm gonna start at 1. No, I'm gonna just start at 1. Isaiah 31:1. It says, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses, and trust in chariots," right? The military, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong. It says, "But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord." So to our people, the Israelites, how they look to America for help, or in other words, for protection, because of the military prowess, but not knowing the Lord power. That's what it's going into. Verse 3. "Now the Egyptians are men and not God, and there are horses," right? There are tanks and jets, "and their horses are flesh and not spirit." Because those chariots, spirit, the chariots can look, cloak, disappear, go from this speed to that speed at a second, less than a second. Less than a second. The fighter jets can't do that. Fighter jets, you can't even stop on a dime. You can't even turn at a 90-degree angle. You got to make a turn. You see a curve. So this is going to be an easy one for Yahushua and the angels, because it says, "And when the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they shall all fall together." They're going to lose. Right? Now, this is going to paint a picture of 2nd Esdras 13, verse 4. Because remember, 2nd Esdras 13, it says how Yahushua, once he came, you had all these men of the nations of the world gathered together to fight him. And he wasn't afraid. He ain't coming with no weapons, but it destroyed them easily. That's what verse 4 going to paint a picture of. And then we'll end it on verse 5, that after he get busy with them, he going to come like birds and deliver us, passing over. He going to preserve us, man. After he just killed the multitude of people in the earth. Man, look, think about that. Look, because I mind you know when people mad or enraged, you can't talk to them. You can't talk to them. Hey, you know, like this scripture speak about the rage of a man. When somebody mad, I want to just fight and you can't stop him. You can't talk to that man. He just see blood. Yahushua gonna be like that. When he come, you ain't gonna better just talk to the, "Hey, Lord, hey," you know, while he on a chariot and you try to hold a conversation with him, he gonna stop. No, you ain't gonna better talk to the Lord at this point. That's how mad he is. Isaiah 42 kind of described that, how he coming, he gonna scream, let out that wrath. The point I'm making is the Lord coming, man, he gonna just lay people down without talking to them. So to be passed over, you just seeing, look, laser beams hitting people. Fucking newly created creatures. Well, let's speak about the day Yahushua come. Laser beams hitting people, right? Him just judging people like crazy, and chariots shooting fire at people. but it's just skipping over you. It's skipping over like laser beams hitting everybody else, but you ain't nothing hitting you. That's just, man, even in that, look, bro, the Lord ain't gonna have time to talk to nobody, but for him to spare us in that time like that. And I mind you, when a man mad, he mad. Ain't nobody might not get spared when a man mad. We talking about the Son of the Most High who know everything that's been going on for since the beginning. You don't think he mad, but for him to look over us, even in his anger, man, even in his anger, for him to look over us and tell the angels, look, don't get him, don't get her, don't get him, they good. Hey, that's some special mercy right there, man. That's some special mercy right there. To you to be shown mercy in a man wrath. Let's read this though. So it says, and I end it. Isaiah 31:4. It says, for thus have Yahweh spoken unto me, like as the lion and the young lion roaring on his prey. So this young lion right here is talking about Yahweh Shai, this young lion. It says in his coming, right? It says, like as the lion and the young lion roaring on his prey, when a multitude of shepherds is called forth against him. And who's the multitude of shepherds? These nations from the four corners, as we read in 2 Ezra 13, how they go stop fighting and come against him. So let's read it again. Like as the lion and the young lion roaring on his prey, when a multitude of shepherds is called forth against him, he will not be afraid of their voice. And look, Yahweh Shai, a young lion, he coming back as a young man. It says he will not be afraid of their voice, nor abase himself for the noise of them. It says, so shall Yahweh of hosts come down to fight for Mount Zion and for the hill thereof. So just like you have a young lion, look, young lions hungry. They ready. See, older lions, you might, scare them a little bit, right? Put a stick up to them. They might run or something like that because they ain't worried about it. A young lion, he hungry. I need to eat. And he working on his his hunting ability anyway. But nevertheless, it says when shepherds try to come at him, he ain't gonna be afraid of their voice, nor back down from him. Well, when Yahweh Shai come roaring on his prey, Isaiah 42 say he gonna come screaming. Man, they go turn tanks and fighter jets. Yahweh Shai ain't gonna flinch, man. It says, so shall Yahweh of hosts come down to fight for Mount Zion and for the hill thereof. As birds flying in the chariots, as birds flying, so will Yahweh of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending, also he will deliver it. So while a lot of people dying, Lord willing with a number, we're going to get delivered. It says, in passing over, he will preserve it, man. Passing over, he will preserve it. We hope to be at his number. You see, defended, delivered, and passed over in a chariot with the Lord. And now we can look down at the people who ain't get passed over. You see? But it says, as birds flying, so will Yahweh of hosts defend Jerusalem, defending. Also, he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it, man. And that's who we hope to be a part of, that number. That number. Like, I ain't gonna get it, but you see, but I ended right there. I went a little longer than I wanted to, but yeah, man. And that's, look, this is another well of blood on your doorpost. Constantly being involved daily in his truth, as the brother posted. Barry Howard shot at Joshua 1:9. You see, but I'm gonna end it right there. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. But again, we coming into the times where we hope to be passed over from everything that's about to go on, from the start of Jacob's trouble, all the way up until when we look up and hear that loud noise and see those bright shining lights in the sky that look like stars falling, even all the way up until that day. We hope to be passed over and beamed up, man, and to see Yahweh Shai face to face. Then it's all said and done. Then look, we all could finally meet. We're just gonna be on comment boards forever. We could finally meet, and hey, we gonna be good. You see, we gonna be good, man. But they go into this time not being afraid of what's coming, but more so look for the miracles of the Lord. That's how I like to think about it. If Esau about to come in like a flood, then that's the closer we get to the Lord lifting up a standard. You see? If the famine around the corner, then we that much more closer to divine intervention. So the worst things happen in this world, the better it is for us, man. The harder life get, the closer we get to miracles being shown for us. So look at it that way. somebody got to be protected in all this that happened. Somebody got to be the elect, you know. But I'm gonna end it right there. The Lord wanted his lesson was edifying. And with that, the water for tuning in. But I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushua once again. And I end it right there. Keep fighting, keep pushing, and we almost out of here. Yeah, shalom.